And here we are, Comix Mohegan Sun, where this comedy match has been an absolute thriller thus far. Oh, you're absolutely right. You know, a great crowd and such a talented host. I just hope this next comic's up to par. Right you are, now let's get down to the action and see what this goofy-looking bastard has to offer. Yeah, thank you. What's up? I got a lot to offer. I'm married. Got married when I was 23. Thank you, one guy who changed his mind. A lot of people think as I'm young I rushed into it, but that's not true. Like, my wife and I, we were together for 6 years before we decided to get married. But I knew very early on into the relationship that we were going to be together forever. Yeah, her mom co-signed my college loans. And I'm living with my in-laws too, which I gotta tell you, is just the dream every day. They keep asking us when we're gonna have kids. I don't know. Maybe when I stop getting carded to go see a rated R movie, we'll think about it. Let's be real, do I look like a symbol of authority to anybody in this room? Like, if I have a kid, how am I supposed to punish him? Hey, go to your room right now. Why swear around? I have had it up to here with your attitude, young man. You do not want to see me get to my banks. Can't do it. Kids are tough, man. I should know. I'm the second oldest of 7 kids in my family. Which, how? I mean, like, because even when I see a mother of 2 in like a grocery store somewhere, she's got one kid crying, one running around, she has that I'm about to freak out in public look on her face. I'm like, man, how do you even do that? But then I think of my mom. She had one kid crying, one running around, one pulling stuff off of shelves, 2 force-feeding each other crayons, one sucking on her tit, she's 5 months pregnant. That's harder. That's harder to do. Kids are tough, and my youngest brother is 6 years old. We found out when he was very young that he has autism. And, you know, we go out and try and help raise awareness. We did a Walk for Autism for him a couple weekends back, and you know, they have like hundreds of people there, and bands, and bounce houses, and free giveaways. But I don't think these people realize that one of the major things with autism is they have sensory issues. So when there's too many things happening in their face, they tend to kind of shut down or go into their own zone. So what better way to raise awareness for autism than to have hundreds of people and bands and bounce houses and people shooting t-shirts at your chest like, are you aware yet? I'm getting there. Who the hell planned this thing? Hi, my name's Peggy. I plan terrible events. I'm glad you could make it. I hope you can come next weekend. We'll be raising awareness for alcoholism. That'll be at the bar. Do a little research. We don't have to research things though, we're America, baby. So makes us number one country in the world, woo! Alright, so that's not a rally, folks. My point is that it's kind of a ridiculous statement, because like, let me ask you guys this, who's number 2? Nobody knows, right? That's because we're the only ones keeping score. Like, we are number 1 of 1. We made the list and slapped it on the refrigerator. Look at that shit right there, Mom. Number 1. Like, you don't hear other countries bragging about it. We're the only ones that care. You don't hear them like, hey man, did you see the new ratings come out? Yeah, Jamaica's up to number 7. Suck on that, Sweden. Because really, I feel like those other countries are just talking behind our backs like, oh wow, America, number 1 again. How do you do it? 240 years in a row, that must be a record. Now please continue buying our beer in automobiles. We should have a way to find out who's number 1. Like, just for fun, right? Like, we'll do a race once a year, and whoever wins, they get bragging rights. But you have to race with what best represents your country. Like, here we are, the race to the top to be the number 1 country in the world. Let's get down to the track and see our 3 finalists. In lane number 1, we have America, which is a fat man in a suit riding on the back of a migrant worker. In lane number 2, we have China, which is a bunch of child laborers, which have both yet to form one superhuman. And in lane number 3, we have Ireland, which is 2 sheep tied together with a rope. And they're off. China off to a commanding lead. America hasn't left the starting line as the migrant worker has gone on strike. Around the second turn, China beginning to fall apart. America moving a little bit as they've raised minimum wage by a nickel. And Ireland still making steady progress. And down the stretch they come. Ireland with a commanding lead now. There can only be one winner, and oh, it looks like America has called off the whole thing, saying it was all rigged by Russian hackers.